The map of South Africa shows on its east coast the position of one of the Union's most important seaport towns, Port Elizabeth. Today, this place is one of South Africa's greatest industrial cities. Situated on the Indian Ocean, Port Elizabeth possesses magnificent docks which can serve the largest merchant ships and passenger liners. Here, in fact, is the greatest deep-water harbour on this coast. Looking at this great industrial achievement, it is difficult to visualize that only 75 years ago, passengers were here carried ashore on the backs of natives. Near the harbour stands a great tall tower, the Campanile, built by the Settlers Memorial Association to commemorate the landing of British settlers in 1820. And above the town is the curious memorial built by Sir Rufane Donkin in memory of his wife, after whom the town was named. Port Elizabeth is a city of throbbing, pulsating life, a city of movement, thrust, and enterprise. Here are many imposing buildings, of which the town hall stands in a prominent central position. Nearby is the excellent monument to Queen Victoria. There are in this city many beautiful churches, and here too one finds excellent monuments, outstanding among which is the cenotaph. Port Elizabeth is well supplied with public parks. On the central hill is St. George's, rich and profuse in flowers. In the centre is a fine memorial to the men of Prince Alfred's Guard, who fell in the South African War. And then, just nearby, is the world-famous Horse Memorial, erected to the horses that were killed in the Boer War. High above the city is Port Frederick, built in 1799. A steep road leads up to it. This is Artillery Road, up which the soldiers of the time dragged their cannon. The fort itself is believed to be the oldest stone building of British construction south of the equator. It's a stone redoubt of 80 feet, the walls being 9 feet high. Some of the old original guns have been remounted. Looking from the walls of the old fort, there unfolds a splendid view of modern Port Elizabeth. In the upper part of the city are the residential districts, and here there are many beautiful houses, for Port Elizabeth is one of the finest residential cities in the Union, and it possesses an excellent climate, with an absence of extremes of heat or cold. Port Elizabeth, besides being the Union's most important export centre of wool, is the home of many important industries. Sport and recreation are a great feature of this city. The Humewood Golf Links, 5 miles from the centre of Port Elizabeth, provides the most severe test of golfing skill to be found in South Africa. But probably the most popular game in Port Elizabeth is bowls, and the city is fortunate in possessing a considerable number of greens of a standard second to none. There are too many minor attractions to the devotees of sport, and along the seafront is the Happy Valley with its beautiful putting greens. Port Elizabeth is exceedingly well blessed with tennis courts, and important championship matches are played on the splendid hard courts, where there is every comfort for vast crowds of spectators. The seafront, with its luxury hotels, is comparable with those of Europe's famous Riviera resorts. Swimming in Port Elizabeth is in the hands of a most energetic committee, and in the excellent municipal swimming baths placed in most delightful surroundings, a full program of swimming, diving and water polo events is carried out throughout the whole of the summer season. The famous snake park is world-renowned and is situated in the grounds of the museum. Every visitor to Port Elizabeth goes there. In the center enclosure, an attendant handles venomous puff adders, cobras, ringhowls and boomslang with as little respect as he does the harmless mole snakes, house snakes, water snakes and many others. The venomous varieties have not had their poisonous fangs removed, for this place is more than a spectacle for the public. It's a scientific institution in which the snakes are milked for venom, the poison being sent to the research institutes where anti-snake bite serum is prepared. The attendant in the snake pit is liable to be bitten if he gets careless. He has in fact been bitten on many occasions, but the prompt use of anti-snake serum has always prevented any complications. The snakes are sent here from all parts of the Union. On arrival, each is valued, some by weight, others by length, and paid for accordingly. To milk a snake, the keeper grips it behind the head with his left hand, swinging its body under his left armpit. To the visitors, he demonstrates its fangs by means of a small piece of wood, which he forces between the open jaws, and you can see the venom drip. When actually milking, he takes a large glass and brings it under the snake's fangs. The snake then strikes and the venom drips into the glass. To get sufficient venom for practical purposes, about 50 snakes are milked at a time, for each one yields only 1/50th of an ounce after the venom has been dried. Of all the amenities of Port Elizabeth as a holiday resort, the magnificent Princess Promenade is outstanding. Yachting is popular, and the unique Svartkop's clubhouse is well worth a visit. From its bridge, an excellent view of the races can be enjoyed. Port Elizabeth offers, from its golden sands, unrivaled surf bathing, which is safe at all states of the tide. From the city, excellent roads skirt the seaboard of the Indian Ocean, where the garrulous sea is forever talking to the shore. And that is perhaps the most lasting memory of your visit to Port Elizabeth.